I guess it's my turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It shouldn't be my turn. I think it should be against the law for me to ever have to do it ever again. All right, let's see. All right, well, let me voice exercises. I hate doing intros.
You're good at it though. What are you talking about?
We should just have an AI do the intros.
You know, maybe we need to do that. Let's get an AI of all three of our voices. Just push the button, boom, done.
Yes.
Even just
easy.
an AI of someone else's voice, it would be funny as well. But...
Yeah,
Oh
let's
my
get
God.
Betty White.
Oh my God. We could have Betty White. We could have Beyonce. We could have Jay-Z. Kanye. That would be hilarious. And see if that boosts our numbers. They're going like, oh, wait a minute. They got Kanye to do their intro?
How do they get Kanye on the track?
How did they do that? That would be amazing. That would be so amazing.
That would be great.
Yo, what's up? This is Yay. Welcome to the broadcast.
Everybody, and welcome to our 32nd episode of the broadcast. And here with me today, I have Miss Eva.
Hello.
And Miss Bunny.
Hi.
Really? That's your hi? Hi.
Yeah. It sounded, after I said it, I was like, that sounded creepy, but...
We'll just go with it. And it's me. And of course, you have me, Xylie. What is up? How are you ladies doing today?
Yeah, good.
Pretty good.
Good.
Hanging out.
Yeah, that's good.
Literally just woke up.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
Yeah, it is like, 9 in the morning for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always remember 12 plus 1. And then when we fall back, it's going to be 12 plus 2. You're going to be 14 hours ahead of us at that point.
So yeah, I should be able to put in some lotto numbers for you guys or something, because I don't know what else is there like a kick out of this, like positives for it, really. But...
Oh my God, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. All right, so today we are going to be watching. Okay, so Swoop came out with her second channel, Swoop 2. And from what I hear, this video is actually like not as edited and not as formal as her videos on Swoop. And
that'll be interesting.
Yeah, and I heard it was a really easy listen to. And it's called The Colleen Ballinger Situation Keeps Getting Worse. And from what it looks like from the very beginning of this video, it looks like she's more like reacting. I don't know. So we might be reacting to a reactor. I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. We're going to find out.
Well, at this point, I might be reacting to your voice because you're not sharing the screen yet. But...
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Y'all kiss my ass. How about that? All right, hold on. Wait a minute.
Wait, as a thank you to us kissing your ass. I don't know if I'm agreeing with that. But...
Oh my God.
All right.
I hate everyone here. Okay. So, it's called The Colleen Ballinger Situation Keeps Getting Worse. And, are y'all ready? You ready to start?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. And let's go.
The internet can take a lie and run so far with it.
No, don't say that.
And that's exactly what we did when we watched it. Oh my God, no.
And I think the work that Colleen has done for the internet.
The work Colleen has done for the internet is just such a bizarre. Oh, I would have just sat there and made it uncomfortable. What has she done for the internet? Exploited children for the internet. Is it the gym or is it protein powder? Honey, the drapes don't match the curtains. Oh, hi friends, it's my face again. My name is Swoop.
She said the drapes don't match the curtains. Oh my God. Woman.
And welcome to the sus pool, a place where everything and everyone is sus, including us. Come on in. The water's fine.
I like that.
Genius, the sus pool.
Ooh.
yeah, that has to be coined. We're using that.
I
that's good.
really like that. The cesspool.
Uh-huh.
See, this is where Swoop is good, man. She comes up with these like petty university, and oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Place where we reach to the deepest corners of the internet to dip our toes in the darkest of pools and pull out the weirdest, shadiest, most sus stories and talk shit. I mean, analyze it intellectually, of course. I don't really know. Okay, this is new. We're going to figure it out together. So welcome to the very first video on my brand new second channel. If you're coming from my main channel, Swoop, thank you so much for being here. It means so much. I know some of you are going to ask the question, Swoop, why start a second channel? So as most of you know, I make documentary deep dives on my main channel, and they take a long ass time to produce. Trust me, I know, and I hear y'all being like, why is it taking you so long to make these? Because
I was wondering why she did this second channel. But it makes sense because it's easier and faster content to put out, where she can concentrate on her bigger channel with the deep dive documentaries and stuff like that. But she can still put up stuff in between too.
Yeah, and like your viewers aren't going to be confused as to why is this one so different, and like why isn't there a big documentary? Yeah.
So now it's
that
on a
makes
completely
sense.
different channel. Yeah, no, it makes total sense. Absolutely.
Yeah.
because we scrub every crevice known to man to dig as deep as possible into those stories, okay? John Silvestri, I'm looking at you. And I work really hard to try to deliver a pristine, high level of production quality for all of you to enjoy. Y'all know I'm a thorough bitch, which is why those take so long and why I am perpetually afraid of working so long on a story that by the time I post, people might be like over the topic. It's kind of like, bitch, what if you're late to the shit show and everyone done flushed the toilet and moved on, okay? That's what goes on in my brain all of the time. And with that, it also means that I don't get to cover as many stories as I'd like or post as often as I like, which kind of sucks because I want to hang out with you more. Y'all are fun. So boom, second channel. Sounded like a good idea at the time. We'll see if I survive this. Other questions. Do I have the exact format nailed down? No. Do I know exactly what I'm doing here? No. Do I have confidence this isn't going to be a complete train wreck? We're going to do this together. We're going to do real-time investigations, updates on stories I cover.
She seems so cool.
Yeah.
She seems like somebody you could just talk to.
Yeah.
On my main channel, and also get into some lesser known but truly bizarre topics that I just want to talk about. And yes, I will still be posting docs on my main channel at the quality that you're used to. So it's like same in-depth there, less editing, more casual here. Sound good? Great. So to start us off, I could think of no greater suspect, no one more perfect to take the first dip in the sus pool than Miss Colleen Ballinger herself. So what has been happening in the Colleen Ballinger universe since I released part 4 of my series back in September, and what is the status on an alleged part 5? I've heard y'all talking, okay? First, I'm gonna start by talking about the one thing that aged like milk literally days before part 4 came out, and that was me saying JoJo Siwa hadn't spoken publicly about Colleen Ballinger. Yeah. Turns out JoJo had a lot to say in an interview with Howie Mandel on his Howie Mandel Does Stuff podcast on September 13th. It was literally, she came out with that interview and I was like, we have already finished most of our production. I can't do anything about it, so here we are. Now, for those of you who don't know who she is, JoJo Siwa is an entertainer, dancer, singer, YouTuber.
I still feel sorry for JoJo Siwa.
Yeah.
I do. I still feel sorry for what she went through as a kid.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's hard not to. Yeah, because she was exploited and...
Like, I was so into Dance Moms when all of this happened. Like, I was watching that, like, religiously, like, throughout it. And even when she entered and stuff like that, and how much, like, flack her and her mum had, like, even with the other mums, they all hated her. And, all, like, it was just like, dude, like... But she, like, literally, like, pulled it together and was just like, nah, I'm a star. I'm meant to be here. I'm doing this so you all can get stuffed.
She's the most
Hell yeah.
successful one out of all of them, and she caught the most hell.
Well,
Yeah.
besides Maddie, I guess, but then like Maddie Ziegler, but she like's been kind of put under the wing of like Sia and stuff like that for so long. She's literally like her godmother.
Yeah.
So like she's been put into a lot of stuff that Sia did, and even that backlash over the Sing. The one about her being autistic and
the movie.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So she I feel like she kind of disappeared after that and didn't really do much. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. The whole thing is just, I just hate kids being exploited like that, because I look and think to myself, well, how do you expect them, like, if they grew up a certain way, how do you expect them to recognize, like, red flags and stuff like that?
Because they can't navigate that stuff the way a normal person that had a normal upbringing can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Etc. She's 20 years old as of right now. So she got started on Dance Moms, which is just kind of like a
cute little thing.
cesspool of atrocities, like if I ever saw one. Let me know in the comments if you want a full Swoop documentary on that. I have been thinking about it. Oh my gosh. Honey, there's like so...
Ooh.
Yes.
That would be great.
That would be good.
Amazing.
So much going on there. But JoJo Siwa is a bona fide child star, now international superstar.
Oh, that's what I meant to do. I meant to do, hold on. I knew it was going too slow. 1.5 or 1.25?
I think we can follow 1.5.
Yeah. I knew something was off. I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
All right. She appears on TV shows like So You Think You Can Dance. She's got a new show out. I haven't seen it, but it's out. It exists. And as a child, she started collaborating with YouTubers like Colleen Ballinger, Joshua David Evans, Trisha Paytas, Shane Dawson, James Charles, many of whom she is still close
collabed
with
everybody.
Colleen. If you think about that list of people,
she was so itty bitty when she did her collab with Colleen. That was crazy just seeing it. She looked like an itty bitty baby.
We've literally watched her grow up.
Yeah.
Y'all realize that? Like, we have literally watched her grow up, and it's just, it's weird.
Imagine just like literally growing up in the spotlight and then kind of growing up with those people as your mentors and examples, and wow, that's a lot of shit. So when JoJo appeared on the Howie show, Howie decided to just like rip off that band-aid entirely and started the segment by asking if JoJo was still friends with Colleen. And JoJo, well, you know, she had answers. How JoJo answered kind of shook the internet like so suddenly that it was covered by big YouTubers like Moist Critical. Like, you know, when Moisty gets involved, you done something. So I thought let's just watch a few clips. I'm going to react, give you a few thoughts of it, and then we're going to keep going with some more Colleen updates.
I still do not understand how her people were okay with him asking about Colleen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have put that to them, to be honest. I think he just would have just gone with it, and she'd be like, all right, well, here's what I think. Like,
well, yeah, but I would think that her management would have told him, don't ask about the Colleen stuff because of how big it's gotten.
Yeah.
I would think that her management would have done that.
Speaking of friends, are you, and if I'm wrong, are you friends with Colleen Ballinger still?
Yeah,
I would imagine if you're friends with her, you kind of met her when you were young.
I was 12 when I met her.
And
she's always been nothing but kind to me, her family nothing but kind to me. This is the first time that I've talked about this, and I just want to make sure I say my exact piece that I want to say.
I really want to know if JoJo knew in advance. I think generally with an interview like this and someone with as high of a public profile as JoJo, that they probably would have had a list of questions and a list of things that are off limits. I did not have that with my interview with Joshua. He was very much like, ask me anything. And I was like, that's the only way I'm going to do an interview with you, is if nothing is off limits. And so I'm curious if her PR team knew that this was coming.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
That can take a lie and run so far with it, so far that it's to the point where you just can't do anything about it.
Okay, I have to pause here. JoJo not only defended Colleen, she says that the allegations levied against her are based on lies, which is weird. It's weird because, as a reminder, the allegations relate to Colleen Ballinger meeting underage fans and allegedly grooming them. So for JoJo to follow all of that up by saying, and I quote, "I've known Colleen since I was 12. She's always been nothing but kind to me," is wild, dude. It's the contradiction for me. Honey, the drapes don't match the curtains. I'm trying to be a little soft here because I know JoJo is still quite young and she, again, grew up in the entertainment industry. That is an experience that you do not know what that does to you psychologically, mentally, emotionally, and how you interact and develop. You don't understand that unless you have lived it. It's just...
Oh, she's right in line with us then. She's right in line with what we've been saying. Because this is crazy. Oh, God bless it, JoJo.
One of those things. So I know that JoJo, just by the nature of the entertainment industry, I know that she has been through some shit. It's kind of impossible not to be. But also, when I'm listening to her just kind of like song and dance around saying anything of any kind of specific nature or detail, it just makes me wonder, well, then why are you talking about it? And then to just refer to it as lies, putting this blanket word of lies over everything, to me is very irresponsible. There have been a number of victims who came forward to share their experiences very bravely. They didn't have to do that, but they did. A lot of them presented quite a lot of evidence. Adam, being a kind of a main person that I'm referencing there, and to just put a blanket term of calling it lies over there just because it's not what you think your experience is
I know Colleen very, very, very well.
JoJo's experience is her own experience. It does not make it a blanket thing that applies to everybody else.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense that Colleen didn't do that with her because
She's so high profile.
Exactly.
Yeah, and her mama was right there, it seems like, through most of it, so.
Well, I mean, that and I think the main thing is because she is so high profile. Because if you think about it, it was her audience. It was JoJo's audience that Colleen was trying to grab. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? So it makes sense that she doesn't do all the dirty stuff with JoJo. You know? It was like, you remember the Zero story, right?
Yeah.
Remember
You
how
can forget.
the kids that he worked with, that was used as an example of, well, he didn't do anything with those kids, the kids that he worked with on the Smash team or whatever. It makes sense because it was more of a business. That was more of a business move than it was a personal move. It's different.
You don't shit where you eat.
Yeah, exactly. Don't shit where you eat, period.
In their own experiences.
And I think the work that Colleen has done for the internet.
I'm sorry, the work Colleen has done for the internet is just such a bizarre. What has she done for the internet? She has put on a Netflix show that
That's
just
what I
completely
wanna
made a whole
know.
mockery of the fibromyalgia, chronic illness. Hi, me being someone who has that. So that's one thing she's done for the internet. She's also exploited children for the internet.
Yeah, so on Dance Moms, Tadra Hall had a party and invited the Dance Moms cast, and 4 of the girls went, and they discluded myself and Nia, who was another girl on the show.
Is that shade to Todrick? She said discluded. Were they not invited? Were they disinvited intentionally? I'm so curious about what the story is there.
That's another one. That girl that she mentioned, she got a lot of crap on that show too. And the sad thing is she was one of the more talented ones.
Yeah,
Nina? Nia, yeah.
I don't know if she was one of the more talented ones. I'm just trying to think of like which one was Nia. I have to think of that.
Nia
in my
was the
head.
black girl.
Yeah. I don't know. She was a little. I think she was more withdrawn and not as confident as the rest of the group. I did see that within her performances.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, maybe that was because of the way that what's the woman's name that teaches them again?
Abby Lee.
Abby Lee.
Abby Lee. I think that might have been as a result of Abby Lee like berating them. And
Yeah,
stuff like
I think
that.
that's what
Maybe-
exactly what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what I meant. Abby Lee was like super hard on. I don't know. It seems like to me, Abby Lee was the type that she would pick the one she was super hard with, and then of course, the one that she praised no matter what she did.
Yeah, she play him off against everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
Then Colleen, as Miranda, surprised the girls. And me and Nia were devastated because we were massive fans and we loved Colleen and we loved Miranda. And then when the episode came out, Colleen saw how upset me and Nia were. And she reached out to Holly and was like, I would love to like make this up to you guys. She was like, I was wondering where JoJo and Nia were. Like, I'm please, like whatever you guys want. Like, I just want to make the kids happy. Like, I just want JoJo and Nia to not be sad anymore. And so we ended up going to dinner with Colleen, and it was me and my mom and Nia and Holly.
Is that odd to anyone else? JoJo's laying that foundation that she was a big fan. So we've already established multiple instances of a power dynamic, right? And again, power dynamics don't have to be inherently abusive. It's just something that we need to note exists. And so we know that there's a power dynamic of Colleen being significantly older than 12-year-old JoJo. And we also know that JoJo was a huge fan of Colleen. So that also creates another power dynamic. And then we hear that Colleen found out, that they were upset, that these children were upset. And so she's like, whatever you want, I'll do it. Like, it's just this weird kind of pandering thing. Did Colleen look at JoJo at that time and think, I need to associate with this child because it's going to boost my career?
How is it for you now being her friend and reading some of what we read? Do you think
Well, she probably saw that JoJo and Nia were upset, and Colleen doesn't want the picture of her making kids upset because look at who her fans were. So it made sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's gonna swoop in there and see like, I made these kids' day.
Yeah,
So,
Swoop, like swoop up in there and be the hero. Absolutely, absolutely.
all a lie? Do you think it's...
So we glossed over how did you go from idolizing Colleen and Miranda? How did you go from idolizing to being friends and then having this whole relationship that was just glossed over? I want to just ask so many questions.
There have been a lot of people on the internet who have gotten hit with this cancellation.
When people call these types of things a cancellation, we are talking about grooming. We are talking about exploiting children. We are talking about, allegedly, I still have to say that, sending illicit photographs to underage children. This isn't a cancellation. This is accountability. There's a difference there. This is accountability.
Okay, that's true, but I have to admit I've even called it a cancellation, and that's only because that's like internet speak. You know what I mean? It's like Peter Mon will sit there and say the Colleen thing isn't a drama, which I understand. I understand what Swoop is saying. I understand what Peter Mon is saying, but for some reason, because that's how I speak on the internet, I automatically use those words.
Yeah.
it is more serious than that, and I get that. I 100% get that. It is more serious than just a drama or, you know, a cancellation. I get that. It's just I'm so used to saying that those are the words that spill out of my mouth automatically.
Yeah, which is funny. Because, like, when Trisha uploaded something about this, she said the exact same thing. This is not a drama. This is real life. This is people, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes ahead and titles her video something, the Colleen Ballinger drama.
Right.
And I was just like, what? Okay.
Yeah, well, poor Trisha. Bless her heart.
Yeah.
I mean that in the most southern way possible. Bless her heart.
Leave her some pretty up shit. Right?
And I look at it and I see that this is a sensitive subject. Somebody who is affected by any sort of anything having to do with adults, and I mean, for real grooming it's a very sensitive thing.
What? Okay, she's doing that thing again where she's extremely vague, stopping all of her sentences and not saying anything. Yes, we know it's sensitive. Those it affected, and I don't even know if she's talking about Colleen as being affected or she's talking about the victims as being affected, and then says real grooming. So I think by making that distinction, what I'm gathering, but again, I don't want to make too many assumptions here because I haven't talked to JoJo, by separating real grooming makes it sound like she's implying what people like Adam have come forward to talk about is not real grooming. And I think that might be
That's exactly how I took
JoJo
it.
is dancing around. And again, because she's just so vague with her descriptors here, it's almost would have been better to just not speak on the subject.
I mean,
that's exactly how I took it when she said real grooming. Like, are you going by the thing where all grooming has to be sexualized? Is that what you're talking about? Or what are you saying? Because it was grooming. It just wasn't grooming for sex to be the end goal. It wasn't. It wasn't that type of grooming.
I was gonna say, but also the fact that she's saying, like, at the start that, you know, it's all like how it's a lie and it's been stretched out. So she's automatically assuming that this is like all lies and it's not real grooming.
Yeah, well, because she's not, honestly, you can tell that she hasn't realized why it came back up.
Yeah.
Like, she's not looking at everything. She hasn't seen everything. Because, think about it. The reason why it came back up, nobody thought it was going to come back up. Nobody thought this was ever going to come back up. And then here comes Cody Rance. And he's the one that brought it back up.
It's all her fault.
It's all her fault. But you know what? It's a good thing that she did it. Even as bad faith as she was, it's a good thing she did it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So,
for real grooming it's a very sensitive thing.
You must have really young people reaching out to you now.
I wish, when she paused there and then her sentence just trailed off, I wish Howie had not said anything. As an interviewer in that situation, I would have chosen to just stay silent. Sometimes it's better to just let the awkward, uncomfortable silence exist because they're going to feel the need to fill that gap with more words. This was similar things that happened in my interview with John. Ooh.
I was about to say, that's how she got Johnny. That's exactly how she got Johnny.
Yeah.
This is why I would be a horrible interviewer, because if there was awkward silence, I would be the one to want to fill that gap. Oh my God.
That's where she separates a lot of interviewers. Like, she actually lets them sort of fester in the silence until they actually say more. It's great.
Yeah,
it's
see
great
how
tactic.
deep they dig the hole.
True.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Ooh, I would have just sat there and made it uncomfortable just to hear where she was going.
Like, I know, like, her daughter's 9.
Yeah.
If she could right now and she
Write
watches
to you and talk to you, like,
she would,
yeah.
and she would love to be your friend and love to be online.
The difference with Colleen and I is we were, once I became her friend and she became my friend and she became somebody that I looked up to. She became somebody that I idolized. She became somebody that I was like, wow, this person is a hard worker.
That was such a loaded statement. I think this just could be an age and an experience thing that JoJo doesn't see at all yet. For her to say, well, what's different, you know, her and Colleen's relationship is different because, you know, they were friends. But it's like, you were 12, 13, 14, 15. You were friends with a significantly older person, and that's not raising a red flag. We're gonna have a lot of questions.
Yeah,
what did that
she can't see
friendship
red
look like?
flags.
Was your mother always there? Were you alone at times? Like, what are the details of that dynamic? That's what I would want to ask JoJo here. And then she follows up saying, we're friends with I idolized her. So again, we're getting back to that power dynamic, because how much of it was a friendship if you idolized her? Because if you idolize someone, they're like, you look up to them, you idolize them. That's more of a fan relationship, right? That gets into very gray, fuzzy territory if that is a friendship or if it's a fanship.
True.
I don't even know if that's a word, but we're going to use it.
Yeah.
She's a genius. She's a very strong YouTuber, and I idolized that, you know? And so throughout, I mean,
I need someone to explain to me, when they talk about Colleen Ballinger, how in the hell is she a genius?
I don't know. Literally nothing comes to mind when that statement is said.
I need someone to explain that to me, because even Josh said that in the beginning of his interview when he was like, when he first met her or whatever, and he had said something similar to that he thought she was like really creative and stuff like that. I'm like, how? I don't understand. What, because she was able to play a character?
Yeah, I think because it's such a lowbrow type of humor that it's so easy to make literally anything funny with that. Like, because it's so bottom of the barrel, easy to chuckle at.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I think maybe they just saw how she could take any subject, anything, and twist it into a part of her Miranda Sings character that maybe that's what they thought was genius. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't get it. I really don't.
And throughout our friendship, we probably filmed 100 videos together.
Is it a friendship or is it a fanship? Is it a friendship or is it a working collaborative relationship?
That's what it was. It was a working collaborative relationship. That's what it was. Girls, that Colleen is not your friend.
The internet was able to capitalize off of her cancellation. And
no, don't say that. JoJo, the internet, all the internet, I guess. The internet saw this grown woman exploiting vulnerable children and exposing them to very sexualized content. The internet had a problem with that because the internet should have a problem with that. It's not capitalizing on a cancellation. It is calling for accountability of very dangerous behavior. There's a reason why my main channel tagline is, it's not drama, it's dangerous. It's not capitalizing it. It's calling it out because we need to do better, right? It's interesting that JoJo would say that instead of saying, well, Colleen was capitalizing on exploiting children. It's always interesting to me when people take that opinion of, it's like if they're them or their friend or something being canceled, and they're like, oh, you're just trying to capitalize on it. It's like, or maybe we just care. Maybe we just care. The thing is, I have a difficult time personally taking a hardline stance against JoJo Siwa. Like, as I made clear in part 3 of my series, I'm not thrilled with the idea of calling someone a victim who does not consider themselves a victim. So in this case, JoJo, it doesn't seem like she considers herself to be a victim of Colleen in any way. And, let's just take like a hypothetical example here and say that someone is being abused by another person, right?
Well, see, that's why I softball on JoJo too, because I always go back to, look how she grew up. She doesn't see red flags, so how much can I put on her?
Yeah.
It's not like she grew up a normal life and became famous as an adult. I can't put that on her because she's been exploited since she was a baby.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
That's why I softball on JoJo too.
Right, and there are a lot of instances where the victim develops a trauma bond to their abuser. And yes, John, just a reminder, that is the correct use of that phrase, trauma bond. But sometimes if there is a bond happening, the victim might not be able to see through the abuse enough to know that they are a victim. This happens quite a lot. And someone might have to step in for their own protection, right? So it's very nuanced and tricky, and I'm trying to be careful about just labeling JoJo a victim if she doesn't believe that. It's just a very nuanced thing. But I do want to point out, with all of that in mind, objectively speaking, a lot of much older canceled YouTubers sure seem to freaking like to surround themselves with JoJo when they are going through a controversy. Like, you can see it in a lot of JoJo's collaborations with Shane Dawson, or her recent collabs with my personal favorite, James Charles, or Sister Susspool, as I like to call him. And you see her sort of acting as a mouthpiece for Colleen Ballinger now.
Holy crap! Oh my god! I didn't... That's so true. What is she, like the arbiter of I'm gonna make you look good? What is going on?
Yeah, I'm going through some shit right now. Oh, well, let's just get JoJo Siwa and that'll cheer everybody up. Like.
I'm going through a cancellation. Call JoJo, quick! Oh god. Oh god. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible.
It's just an interesting trend to me that so many adults have so much to say about JoJo Siwa, and JoJo Siwa has nothing but kind things to say about each of them. Now, does that mean her relationship was healthy and her mom was around and she doesn't feel, any type of negative impact? I certainly hope so. I don't want to think that, it was a terrible situation for her. That would be awful. But when I think about all these dynamics, the funny thing is I don't entirely see what JoJo Siwa gets out of these collaborations. Like, she was a child star, right? And didn't really need any of these people, but each of these people definitely gained something when hitching their horse to the JoJo's stable. Yeah, I don't horse euphemism. I don't know where that came from. We're just gonna run with it. Now, I do hope that all of that being said, that JoJo can one day open her eyes and realize that not only are the allegations against Colleen from other people that don't involve her not rooted in lies, but that many of those allegations are things she could say about Colleen and other adults in her world. For instance,
she may not wake up to any of this. She could be well in her 40s before she wakes up to any of this.
Yeah, you can't rush when somebody realizes stuff like this after all she's been through.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she's wanting to not see it. You know what I mean?
That could be the case, Eva.
Yeah, because I feel like that, like what she's been through and all that sort of stuff, she just kind of sees all of this as like drama and something that she's got nothing to do with her. So I don't want to get involved. So she just doesn't want to speak on it that much, or doesn't want to, like, she's kind of blindsided by the fact that these people have been nice to her, and that's it. Like, they haven't done anything to me, so I'm
I
not
get
going
what
to
you're
be
saying.
Yeah, do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that does make sense.
For instance, JoJo was in the group chats with other underage fans and a much older Colleen Ballinger. Like, adults were definitely inappropriate, in my opinion, around JoJo and in content with her for years. And I think JoJo was in relatively close contact in these group chats with many of the people speaking out against Colleen, and no doubt, I would imagine, saw much of what had been screenshotted and alleged. So to say that these are all based on lies or, well, lies, like that's a lie. It's just that there's too much evidence that has been shown time and time again by a number of individuals. And again, I do hope that at some point JoJo can see that. As someone who I've shared in my documentaries and stuff that I was groomed, and it took me a very long time, years for me to understand that. I had to educate myself on it before I even really started to grasp the extent of what happened to me. And I'm coming from a place where it was like horribly abusive, but when I was in it, and the immediate years following, I had a very real trauma bond, and I was very much still in my mind like excusing it, defending it, all of those types of things, until I've learned a lot more. And so I don't know if that could potentially be where she is at, but I would absolutely love to interview JoJo. I've thought about reaching out to her. Let me know if you think that I should. And
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That would absolutely be amazing, but I don't think JoJo would do it.
No, I don't think she would either. It's just because it's probably something, because it's got nothing really to do with her, right? So she's speaking on somebody else. But if she does go into like all the dance mom stuff and kind of like go deeper into that way, I think that would be a really good
Well, you
episode.
heard her talk about maybe doing a deep dive on JoJo.
Yeah.
So I mean, it would make sense for her to talk to her, not just about the Colleen stuff, but just through everything she's been through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And people she's collaborated with, and how
Or
they
like
came
when
about,
when she came out, and like how the public took to that, and I mean, because she went through some shit just for coming out,
Oh, yeah.
So I mean,
that's why I think like she just doesn't want to get into anything else, because it probably affects her like a lot, right?
yeah, I would think so.
So yeah, so she'd rather just play it off as like, nothing to do with me. I don't really want to talk about it. That's just lies and drama. I don't want to look into it.
Yeah. No,
So,
that makes
yeah.
sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I will. I have no idea if she'll respond to me at all, but I think it would be great to have a sit down with her and really kind of understand what's going through her mind with all of her everything. Now, there's been another member of the Ballinger family who has finally spoken out, and although they've agreed with JoJo on this lies narrative, because what the else is the Ballinger family going to do except call everything lies, but they have at least agreed on one point, that Trent Ballinger is a menace to society. Allegedly. On October 2nd, 2023, the YouTube channel The Ballinger Family posted a family vlog video titled Hollywood, Here I Come. Now, the video itself is fairly standard, like rather benign vlog content created by Colleen's brother Chris and his wife Jessica, focusing on a family trip to LA to celebrate none other than JoJo Siwa herself.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are going to a very special party for our friend JoJo.
Now, I didn't really talk in our docuseries about the Ballinger family, since that's a bit of another rabbit hole entirely.
I have no clue, girl.
Wow. They're all entwined with JoJo. Like, what's this?
Yes. Oh, from what it looks like to me, like, if you get in with Colleen, you get in with the whole family.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yes. Yes. So that makes me stop and think, how much did this family know?
Yeah.
How much did this family know? I'm telling you.
Entirely. But Chris and Jessica have been running this channel for so long that some older videos feature Joshua David Evans. With over 2 million subscribers, the Ballinger family is a brand unto itself that exists independently of sister Colleen and has gone, mostly unscathed throughout this reckoning the public has taken with the Ballinger brand. What makes this interesting is that for the first time since June, someone, and I think we can assume it's Jessica based on the typing style, has decided to speak out in defense of Colleen in the comment of this video. One commenter wrote, quote, "Yikes, JoJo, I just can't support this behavior of being surrounded by people who are problematic. It makes me sad." To which the Ballingers responded, "It is sad to me how caught up people get in online gossip. JoJo is a lovely person. She has a huge heart, dedication to bringing joy to others, and an absolutely brilliant mind. We have entered into a new sad era where it is more profitable to complain about and destroy other humans than to lift them up. The best quote I've heard about this experience is, if you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me." Okay, listen, I've seen that quote. I can't remember who that quote is from, but I've seen people use that, and like, I'm sorry, it's one of those, like, the like platitudes, and they have like a beautiful sunset background. It's like some quote that's like, life is for living, and it's like, it sounds deep, but like it's not really saying. right? And so when I think about that quote, like, if you have a problem with me, call me. If you don't have my number, then you don't know me well enough to have a problem with me. That literally can't apply to all things in this world, right? Like, I have a problem with the way some politicians do shit. I don't have their phone number, so does that mean I'm not allowed to have a problem with them?
True.
Yeah.
True. It is a good shady quote though. I do love a good shady quote, and that is a good shady quote. Just saying.
I have a problem with, someone who murders someone and goes on trial for it. I have a problem with that. Does that mean I'm not allowed to have a problem because I don't have their phone number? It's such a weird take to me to use that type of quote. Like, you can have problems with people that you don't have their phone numbers. That's called advocacy most of the time. If it were that way, where you had to be personally connected to someone and have their contacts, otherwise you can't say shit about what they do, like, can you imagine? People would be like, well, okay, well, I'm not giving my phone number to nobody, and then I'm just going to around and they're going to find out because they can't it's just, I don't know. Anyways, let me finish the quote. Instead of being concerned about all the people supporting JoJo, perhaps consider that they know her on a human level rather than parasocial options. I do really encourage you to look at your engagement with gossip culture with the same scrutiny, though. It is likely having a more negative impact on you than you seem to realize. And it's like, I see
gossip? Is this really gossip, though?
No, it's fact.
I mean, with all the receipts and screenshots and recordings and stuff like that, is it really gossip? Gossip is just two people talking shit. Okay.
Yeah, theory crafting.
Yeah, theory crafting. Yeah. There are screenshots, there are videos, there are voice notes. I mean, there's almost every kind of receipt you can think of. It's beyond gossip now. There are receipts.
Angles where I think that comment was maybe trying to go, but at the same time, you're also criticizing someone who's simply stated that they have boundaries for the type of influencer that they follow. And like, this person left a comment saying, I have a problem if someone surrounds themselves with people they consider to be problematic. So for that viewer, that is them setting a boundary on who they do and don't want to support with, watching their content. And I don't think there's a problem with that. I think actually viewers, people in general, all of us, me included, should probably set some more boundaries with the type of content and people that we follow on social media. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But at the same time, we also have to be careful, I think, of judging someone, in this instance, JoJo, as a person based on the other people around them. JoJo was like birthed into the entertainment industry. I can't even tell you, with my experience in the entertainment industry, and as a musician, people around you in this business are just so shady all the time. Like, almost.
Oh, honey, we're YouTubers. We know. Just saying. Because they're like that on YouTube too. Just saying.
Almost everybody is shady. It's really difficult to find like true, genuine people to surround yourself with. And sometimes you have to work with people that are just kind of crappy. But again, I completely understand why someone would have a problem. So to recap all of that, the Ballingers defend JoJo, then decry what people are saying about her as gossip culture. Later on, Jessica writes to them saying, quote, I responded to someone who was making an accusation about Colleen, saying that I haven't seen proof of their accusation. They'll likely screenshot my response, or someone will. They'll make a clickbait gossip video about me and probably make up a ton of things that they believe I think without any actual info from me. They will get a ton of views and make claims about my reputation. They will start a mob of people who come here and to all of our socials attacking us. Then they will attack anyone who supports us and encourage more people to attack us. That's the mob mentality. It's happening and happening ferociously, and people are profiting from it and destroying good people in the process. I wonder what good people she's talking about. Colleen? Like, is that your definition of good people? I don't know. It's kind of sus. But, to be fair, Jessica, I'm not here to attack you, as you call it. I don't know much about you beyond your relations to Colleen, and I have no interest in watching your family vlog channel and the potential exploitation of children for profit if I can help it. Allegedly. But we know you were in...
Right. So shady.
Oh, she is shady. Oh, bless her. I love it. I love how shady she can get.
Yeah.
In the Weenies group chat. Yeah, that's a thing. And that's weird, dude. And what's really interesting is that in response to either a hidden or deleted comment seemingly about Trent Ballinger, Jessica, you came out of the blue with this. Quote, I absolutely support anyone with incriminating info to bring it to authorities. There is personal nuance as to his level of developmental delay, which he has always kept private, but it is much more than is known publicly, and I feel awful for sharing even that. But he's not someone that I have had contact with or will have my kids have contact with since learning about his behavior several months ago. We also discussed with the kids at their varying levels of understanding and asked if they ever experienced similar with him, which they had not. So yes, I think anyone with evidence of any crimes should, of course, bring it to authorities and be investigated appropriately. I'm sorry, I gotta interrupt my scholastic reading here with a question for Jessica. Did you keep this same energy for Colleen? If we have evidence of Colleen...
Damn. I mean, damn.
Yeah.
And sending nude pics of Trish to John, and Adam saying that she also sent them to him as a minor, and Colleen at least confirming some of this with Trish, then one word, yes or no, do you think authorities should investigate Colleen?
Good
okay,
question.
yeah, let's continue. Quote.
Good question. That's a good question.
I personally do not have that evidence, but from what has been shared, I can still use an abundance of personal caution with my kids and make choices accordingly. I'm sad for Ollie, who has always been a sweet, genuine person who shouldn't have had that emotional burden at that age.
Okay, now I want to say this. That means she's seen everything.
Yeah.
So Swoop's question is valid, because if you've seen what they're saying about Trent, that means you've seen what they said about Colleen. You've seen what they showed about Colleen.
Yeah.
I am wondering, have you reached out to Ollie if you are sad for him and posting a comment about it randomly on another person's comment on your family vlog about going to Hollywood? I just, there is healing that could be provided to these people who were so profoundly affected by Colleen, by Trent, by the family, if someone, just reached out and said something. Just a thought. Now, this is the first time since the Colleen controversy began that anybody still actively associated with Colleen Ballinger has directly named any of the victims in this story. Now, as a reminder, the Ollie being referred to here is Oliver, a remarkable young man that I've been speaking to privately and publicly for the duration of my research on this project, who has alleged with a massive amount of evidence that Colleen's older brother Trent would DM him sexually inappropriate messages over Twitter for months when he was only 13 years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ollie made a whole thread on that. Oliver made a whole thread on that.
Oliver's been through a lot and is so incredibly strong. It's just, Oliver is a remarkable person. I can tell you that for a fact. Since then, more information has leaked about inappropriate messages that Trent has shared with other underage and sometimes of age fans of Colleen, as well as the revelation that Trent would spend more time on Colleen's fan chats via Tiny Chat than any member of the family. Think about that. Now, for the record, all of those fans were underage at the time, and despite John Silvestri's questionable story, there is photographic proof that even he spent a decent amount of time in person with Trent both before and after he was of age. And now, Oliver's story is quite disturbing, and it's one that we were looking to share more in depth before Johnny did a massive belly flop in the cesspool, and we had to mop up his bullshit for a solid month. I actually conducted an interview with Oliver that we never got to air because of John's mess, which sucks. Even my segment discussing Trent in my interview with Joshua had to be cut because we didn't have time to fully investigate Trent the way we needed to before presenting any of that and all of the secrecy that's been surrounding him. So again, thanks for that, John boy.
That's why Oliver put out that tweet.
Right. Yeah, it makes sense now. Right.
That's why Oliver put out that tweet.
Regardless, comments like these from Jessica are illuminating, however, on why Oliver's story needs to be told and will hopefully one day be told in full. Because if what Jessica is saying here is accurate, Trent's actions are so disturbing that even Colleen's biggest supporters are backing away from him. Let me repeat part of what Jessica said. She will not allow her kids around Trent Ballinger. Why? Tell us more. And Jessica, if you believe or know Trent to be dangerous, what are you going to do about it to protect other kids aside from your own? So we're at a point where JoJo is speaking out. The Ballinger family is speaking out. Joshua spoke out with me. Slowly but surely, everybody in this universe is beginning to address the red lipstick elephant in the room in some way, which also includes Corey DeSoto. In case you missed Adam McIntyre's very intense video on the subject, Corey DeSoto is back in Thirst Trap form. On August 30th, 2023,
Yeah,
Corey DeSoto returned.
Okay, this part was good. This part was really good. It was funny because basically Adam was getting responses live.
Right.
It was crazy.
Instagram with this after months away from the internet, Corey the toilet cleaner DeSoto has returned to Instagram, and it was initially with a context-free thirst trap showing off a set of muscles he did not have before. Is it the gym or is it protein powder? You go, bro tato chip. Now, when Ed began to stream about this and reminded his audience that Corey also had his own group chats filled with minors known as Corey's clit, that's a thing.
And also, the person who sent me the voice note who was a part of Corey's clit said that the people in Corey's clit then turned against that person and were going to say this. Bonk. Bonk, bonk. Corey, you have not thought... Oh, has he already deleted it? Corey, you have not thought about the fact that I have some of the fucking Corey's clit members coming to me, you dipshit.
Now, Corey allegedly tried posting his set every...
Adam was having a good night on stream that night.
Yeah.
Adam was having a good night on stream that night. Just saying.
Receipts to his Instagram story that proved Adam was lying, with one of the members tweeting back in June that none of the members were underage and that when Adam posted that weird voice memo Corey sent, he was allegedly sending it to adults, not minors. No, he's not part of the cesspool. No. Not that that makes it much better.
Hey everyone, it's Corey. I just wanted to record a voice memo because I have a lot to say. But first of all, I just want to say that I love all of you. You honestly mean so much to me.
Oh my god. Oh my
you have
god.
no idea. I know that it sounds weird because I'm a full-grown adult and some of you are younger.
Oh my god.
And blah blah blah. But
He says it right there in the voice memo. He says it right there. I know because I'm older and some of bro.
It's full on. He's already voiced it. He's already said this is a concern that no one thought that he had, but there it is.
Yeah, he knew it was weird.
Yeah, so then you have those other members coming out saying we were all adults when he said that. Then why did he say it? Because I know I'm a grown-ass adult and some of y'all are younger. Why did he say that then? Come on now.
Yeah.
like, I honestly think of all of you, like, as my best friends. Like, I don't have friends.
Oh,
and
God.
I'm a loner and I'm a loser. Like, my only friend is Colleen.
I'm telling you, the cesspool be sus, and it didn't take long for the internet to do its thing and realize, oh wait, person saying that they were an adult was only 17 when Corey sent that note. Whoopsie daisy, sir, toilet brush to the cesspool with you. Corey quietly deleted that little post and then added a caption to his thirst trap that says, quote, "Gym really helped me with my mental health. I would run to the gym every time anxiety, depression, and ending life thoughts got to me." You know, that is great, Corey, and I'm really glad you found a positive way to help with all of that. It's important. It is important. Whether you like the guy or not, it's important. You know what also is important, though? You maybe addressing some of these rather intense allegations against you instead of just deleting your Twitter and running. But, you know.
Yeah, that's another thing, too. I mean, I feel like Swoop needs to put out a part... God, what part is she on now? A part 5 or part 6 or whatever? Because she needs to get into Trent, Oliver, and Corey, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot there still to be uncovered, hey?
Mm-hmm.
Protein powder. Anyways, on September 18th, Corey posted this to Instagram.
Hi, I'm Corey DeSoto, and I'm playing Frankie the Fox. Come find out what the fox says.
We're just, yeah.
Game begin. Game over.
Okay, one more thing. I wanted to talk for just a little bit in response to some of you messaging asking me where part 5 of the Colleen series is. Now, rest assured, I was tentatively considering doing a part 5 in the future that tackles many of the topics that we didn't get around to in the last 4 parts, as well as any new and major developments that pop up in the coming months. And of course, if Colleen ever responded to me about interviewing her, then that would be the thing that we do. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. At this point in time, I need a break from Colleen, unless she wants to do an interview. My team and I, again, we're only 3 people here. For the documentaries, started preliminary research for part 1 on June 7th, just one day after I put out the Illuminati documentary, which itself took nearly 3 weeks to pull together. When we started researching Colleen, we had no idea just what we were in store for between over a dozen initial.
That's why Oliver got upset and tweeted what he tweeted.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. Right there. There we go. That's why Oliver got upset. Now it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense now why Oliver got upset. Okay, I get it now.
Hours of video that were released by Adam McIntyre, Johnny Silvestri, and other creators in the first week, and then hundreds upon thousands of tweets and receipts, hundreds of Colleen videos to sift through, not to mention what inevitably became nearly 24 hours of interviews that I conducted directly with Adam, John, Joshua, Becky, Oliver, Soph, Bella, Alex, and the anonymous people that I also spoke with. 24 hours worth of interview recordings is a lot. That was on top of the pages upon pages of private written correspondence with the victims and people familiar with the story. I had many private phone calls with many of those involved. And let me tell you, having to scrap a mostly finished documentary that got completely derailed because of the huge level of deception that we weren't anticipating from you-know-who, that changed the course of a lot of things. That's why stuff took quite a bit longer. The truth is, like, my team and I just need a break from Colleen. Like,
I don't blame them. Look how many hours they put into it. I mean, they need their mental health check too.
Yeah.
I had to take a break from the Colleen stuff. I still haven't watched the second video. I still haven't watched the second video. I don't know what's in that second video. I had to take a break from it. I got burnt out.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't be mad at her for it.
It was exhausting and it clogged my pores, okay? We don't allow that in this house. I talk a lot about my team and they are incredible. Those docs don't happen to that level without them, but all of that ish that I just listed is what I did. Like, my team was busy with so many other aspects and they would jump in as needed, but that's what was on Auntie Swoop's personal workload. They're like, Auntie Swoop needs a moment, okay? Listen, friends. I mean, I was so deep in the Colleen trenches. Like, did y'all see that I'm listed on a Colleen lore iceberg now? Like, that's a thing. I don't even fully know what being in this iceberg means, but I'm assuming it's an honor to be there, hopefully. You know, I just, for right now, want to talk about some other stories for a while and see what other dreadful things are happening in the world that, like Ruby Frankie. Holy shit, have you all seen? I just posted a deep dive on my main channel about Ruby Frankie and all.
That was good. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of that's been going on. I'll link that down below because wow. Anyways, it has been an absolute honor and pleasure getting to know Adam, Becky, Oliver, Soph, Bella, Alex, Ella, Joshua, as well as everybody else that I've spoken to, and y'all's response to the nearly 12 hours of documentary. That is a 12-hour series. Your response has been mind-blowing, so thank you so much. Again, your support of the work has been such a blessing, and there is lots more in the works for my main channel, and I look forward to getting back to a regular schedule over there as well. As for the new channel here, let's just have some fun. Again, I'm still working out the exact format here. I don't have a set schedule. I don't even have an outro planned. I haven't written anything. I don't know what I'm saying at the end of this. So thanks for coming along for the ride. Make sure to subscribe to this new channel and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Tell your friends and stay tuned to see who's next up in the cesspool. Bye.
Bam.
Yes.
The cesspool.
Bam. I love that name. I love that name. Okay, so Oliver had tweeted out and he seemed kind of upset, right? Now it kind of makes sense because, Swoop's not coming out anytime soon with that video. All right, so here is the tweet. In this whole Trent situation, one of the things I've hated the most is so many people speaking for me and it being incorrect. It's starting to really frustrate me again. And then Swoop came in and said, my apologies for my miscommunication and confusion my tweet caused. I was trying to show support to Oliver for sharing his story and answer questions, but it just added noise and took away from the story, which is never my intention. Oliver, I'm sorry for the added stress. And Oliver said, I'm not upset, I'm just confused, but thank you. And then Oliver, I think that was to the tweet that Swoop put out. In these provided screenshots, we are talking about my story with Johnny, not my story with Trent. I'm a little confused. And Spanky said, hey, I took that to mean your story as a whole, similar to what you tweeted tonight about hating people speaking about your story with Trent and getting it wrong. Being that we haven't been able to finish an investigation on Trent, I didn't want to get anything wrong and upset you. So, and eventually, and they ended up making up. You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, and I can understand Oliver being, you know, listen, it's a really stressful situation. You're calling out Colleen Ballinger's brother, where the Ballingers have this, they're a sweet family and, you know, nothing can go wrong with them, and you're calling one of them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get it. It's stressful. I get it. The whole situation's stressful, you know, so... It is. I mean, it is what it is. It's sad. The whole thing's sad, honestly.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts about the video that we watched or the Oliver part?
Love Swoop.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good sort of summation of what happened after the docs. So it was, I like the format she's got going, even though it's a lot looser and it's got actual thoughts as you go and that sort of stuff. I like that. I'll actually. Yeah, it's kind of a lot of the stuff that we all thought as well. So it's kind of like validating to what we were thinking. But with the Oliver stuff, I need to know more about it. That's all I'm gonna say about that, because I just see them like, you know, making a lot of different tweets and stuff like that about certain things, but like I don't know much about Oliver's situation to be able to have an actual an opinion on it. So
yeah,
hopefully that is spoken about and that Swoop does go into that. So yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. What about you, Bunny? Anything?
Yeah, I don't know as much about Oliver's side as I probably should, as everybody else's side in this, but I thought Swoop did great again. Well done.
Absolutely.
Always.
Always. Damn it. We simping. No, I'm just kidding. We're not simping. Close to it, though. Respecting. That's it. We're respecting, damn it.
We're respecting hard. That's
All right. Well, I guess that is the end. Everybody, please like and subscribe. Tell your grandmother, your aunt, your uncles, your granddaddy, your dad, your mom to subscribe, please. We're trying to reach 2K, people. Let's go. We're trying to get to 2K.
Yeah, we're so close.
I know.
So close.
We can't do it without you people.
Exactly. And if you are members and you're watching this at the premiere, please stick around. I think in an hour or so, we're going to be doing a members stream just for you guys. If you're not yet a member, you're welcome to join us and become an honorary broad. You get like a lot of cute little emojis, and you get a greenie, and you get a B next to your name, and all that jazz.
True.
And you get to talk in the chat. So come join us.
Yes, come join us. All right, ladies, say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye.
Everybody.
Bye.
Yo, everybody, this is Ye here once again. Like, thank you for joining in to this episode of the broadcast. If you would like some new merch they have just dropped, this is the drip, y'all. Follow the link in the description. Peace.